But let's maybe transition to an area where the risks are perhaps more economic and logistical rather than security-based. Let's look at Osaka, Japan. The fundamental argument for Osaka in 2025 seems to rest on two pretty undeniable pillars. One, the huge global draw of the World Expo, and two, the macroeconomic advantage of the very favorable weak Japanese yen. The yen's weakness should, in theory, translate to cheaper food, cheaper travel overall, a powerful economic incentive for travelers coming from, say, dollar or euro zones.
But that economic assumption, that's the precise pattern that everyone misses, and it really is the definition of a false advantage. The supposed benefit of the weak yen gets substantially, and I mean substantially, negated by the localized demand distortion caused specifically by the expo itself, which runs from, April 13th to October 13th. This right here is the kind of insider knowledge that changes everything about the calculation.
Explain that distortion. How does that work? Well, the moment you localize all that global demand right onto Osaka, prices just skyrocket. We have data showing that mid-range hotel rates, normally around 15,000 yen to 20,000 yen a night, they're projected to jump by 25% to even 50% during those expo months. That pushes rates up to 25,000 yen, maybe even 30,000 yen per night. So you think you're saving money because of the weak yen overall, but you end up paying these highly inflated local rates because of extreme focused demand. It completely undermines the macroeconomic benefit. That cost saving just vanishes when you actually need a place to sleep.
So you're saying the currency advantage essentially disappears when you focus down on the specific location and the specific time window of the event itself. Exactly. And the logistical strain, that's the next layer of the systemic failure. The organizers themselves anticipate 154,000 daily visitors trying to access the expo site on Yumishima, which is an artificial island. Critically, access is primarily via a single extended metro line and just two main access roads. That infrastructure, well, it simply cannot handle that volume. It guarantees severe congestion, long delays, and ultimately a vastly diminished value for the visit itself, regardless of how culturally appealing the expo might be. That's an interesting point, although I might frame it a bit differently. The logistical friction, okay, it's real, but it might be manageable through, advanced planning and technology. The organizers, for instance, set up a traffic facilitation promotion conference, specifically to encourage things like staggered work schedules and telecommuting for locals. And furthermore, travelers themselves can leverage these mobility as a service or MaaS applications, these integrated platforms that combine different transport data, ticketing, route planning.
MaaS is, well, it's a theoretical solution trying to patch a fundamental physical constraint. Sure, technology can maybe mitigate some of the pain, but it doesn't magically expand a single subway line or widen two roads. My concern is that while you're relying on hoped-for behavioral changes like staggered work and these high-tech solutions like MaaS, you're essentially accepting a baseline of severe pain, severe inconvenience as the cost of entry. And that simply detracts massively from the actual experience.